The importance of the IIRC Integrated Reporting Awards for state-owned companies, SOEs, state-owned enterprises, is that integrated thinking, the revolution of integrated thinking for corporations, legal personalities, is a revolution which has been won. That corporate Bastille has been stormed. The only debate is the form of an integrated report, and my own view is that we shouldn't be mandating the form, because the company, the entity, is telling its story in an integrated report. But integrated reporting is sweeping the world at the moment, and it's a new form of corporate reporting. In fact, entities and institutions no longer talk of financial reporting, they talk of corporate reporting. So it's a whole change of mindset. In the private sector in South Africa, we are seen to be the leaders in the world on integrated reporting. It is a listing requirement of the Johannesburg Stock Exchange on an apply or explain basis. If not, why not? The public sector is in competition, its state-owned companies, is in competition with other state-owned companies around the world for the allocation of capital. And in allocating capital, they will obviously want to look at your results and your performance. And the asset owners and the asset managers are more informed from the question of risk and can measure risk on a more informed basis. When the entity is reported on how it's making its money and the impact of that on the three critical aspects at which a state-owned enterprise is at the junction, namely at the economy, the impact on society, and the environment. So you need that integrated thinking in state-owned enterprises, and you also need them to report on that basis. If they're going to compete in a flat, borderless electronic world, when we sleep at night, trillions of dollars are being applied to other entities who are seeking capital. And let me just take Eskom as an example. Eskom is looking for capital to advance its energy production sources. Australian energy companies are looking for capital. European energy companies are looking for capital. So there's competition for that capital. And one thing that is scarce since 2008, since the GFC, is capital. And there's a competition for that. So more and more that our state-owned companies do integrated reports, they will be able to raise capital more cheaply, be able to borrow more cheaply, and will attract a better class of employees, because the younger people today, the millennials, do not want to work for an entity that hasn't, as a collective mind, its board, applied its mind to how that entity is making its money or carrying out its performance and impacting particularly on the environment, which they see they've inherited very adverse consequences from our own conduct. Well, more and more they have to realize that to be accountable, one has to be understandable. And one of the duties of a board such as for PRASA, for Eskom, has to report in an understandable manner. And to report in a language which is in the private sector IFRS, in the public sector their accounting standards, is incomprehensible to the average taxpayer walking in the streets of our cities. And they are the providers of capital to these entities. So it's a matter of being accountable. You must make sure you're communicating in an understandable manner. And in the private sector, to do an annual report just in IFRS speak, International Financial Reporting Standards speak, the average provider of capital walking in the street has no comprehension of that. So you need to take that financial statement and the balance sheet and the profit and loss statement and the related notes, 400 pages of complying with the standards. From that, you glean financial information from the financial statements. Then you take that financial information and translate it in clear, concise, and understandable language and put it down. Online, you can have your balance sheet, your profit and loss statement, the related notes. So if any user, any provider of capital, any taxpayer wants to see what the balance sheet looks like, drill down online. You don't have to waste another 300 trees in publishing 400 pages of a balance sheet and related notes. And that's the essence of the matter.